Or if the bomb that drops on you gets your friends and neighbors too, there'll be nobody left behind to grieve, and we will all go together when we go. What a comforting fact that is to know.
Hello, and thank you for watching the John Doe Prepper channel. I am your host, John A. Whitman, and please bear with any footsteps or talking or other noises you may hear coming from above me, as that is the price that I pay for recording in a basement. Now today I'm going to be talking about practice and training with items other than the fun, sexy ones like guns. Specifically, I'm going to be talking about what I would argue is the most important thing to actually get out and train with, that thing being your medical items, particularly trauma medical items, to use a few specific examples I have right at my fingertips right now. Things like tourniquets, bandages of various types, etc. So, by the very nature of these items, they are meant to literally save your life. And so if you're ever put in a situation where you really need one, you cannot assume that just because you've read the instructions on the packaging or watched a YouTube video one time of someone using one, that you actually would be able to use one quickly and effectively when seconds count. And that's especially true with a tourniquet, where seconds literally do count. The longer it takes you to apply this to yourself, the closer you are to dying. So it is very important, even though it can get a bit expensive, it is very important that you actually buy at least one tourniquet that you dedicate solely to practicing with. And the same thing is true with bandages. If you're going to buy bandages, buy at least one more than you plan on stockpiling, and take that one extra and actually open it up. Familiarize yourself with the packaging. You want to know now, when it's not important, whether or not that bandage is double packed, so that if you need to use one for real, you already know that about it, and it's not going to surprise you when you're already dying. Now, this video is not meant to be like an in-depth instructional video. I'm just going to kind of give a brief overview of how one would go about training with items like this. I will eventually post more in-depth instructional videos on how to use some of these specific items. But for now, I'm just going to give some quick tips. So, as I already said, for bandages, if you're going to buy a lot of bandages, buy at least one more than you actually want to have available to you. Open that one up, get familiar with the packaging. If the company that makes it has videos, watch them, and then use the one you opened to actually practice self-applying that bandage. Because if you find yourself in a real situation where you need it, as the old saying goes, I didn't come up with this, of course, but the saying goes, when bad stuff happens, you will not rise to the occasion, you will fall to your level of training. So it's very important that you learn how to use your medical items. So again, for bandages, it's actually quite easy. You buy extra, you take it out of the packaging, you actually practice with it. Tourniquets, same thing. These can get kind of expensive, unfortunately, but again, you buy one. In this case, this is a Recon Medical tourniquet. Recon Medical got sued into the ground by North American Rescue over these tourniquets, so they have since been discontinued, unfortunately. But I got this one just for training. So you buy one tourniquet just for training. And if you're buying a genuine cat tourniquet for training, obviously you can buy one in Trainer Blue, which helps you easily differentiate it from the ones that you keep in your actual kits for real deal use. Another important medical skill to practice is wound packing. So for that, you need some sort of wound analog. A sort of quick, easy way to make a wound analog is you get a block of soft, squishy, kind of like memory foam material or something similar, and you literally just take a knife and you cut this deep laceration, this deep, narrow laceration. You could even just stab it if you wanted to. Basically, you just need somewhere for the gauze to go. Then you get a bunch of just cheap, plain Z-fold gauze. You open up 2 or 3 packages of it, and you practice wound packing. And again, that's something where you can find all sorts of videos that show you the actual technique. But you cannot just watch the video, never try it yourself, and assume that the video is a feasible alternative to actually practicing, to actually trying it. So, with that all being said, that's kind of my quick little mini autistic rant for you all today. So, I hope that you found this advice helpful. Get out and train with your items, medical and otherwise, and I will see you next time on the John Doe Prepper Channel.
We will all go together when we go, all suffused with an incandescent glow. No one will have the endurance to collect on his insurance. Lloyd's of London will be loaded when they go.